Well, good morning. We've officially hit a milestone for this winter that I've used up all the grass hay that I bought from Doug. And what we have left is the good hay, the grass alfalfa mix. See, I have to unroll this right here the rest of the way. But I just kind of tipped it out of where I had it fenced off. I use that electronet fencing and a one hot wire just to kind of fence it off from them. But I don't need to anymore because we're done. And we'll be moving into the good hay. There's some right there, and I actually bought some more from Doug. I intentionally saved good hay for the last half of these ewes' pregnancy so they could have access to higher quality nutrition as the lamb inside them, or lambs, is demanding more of their body and their frame, and part of the beauty of the synergy of my lambing schedule and the method by which I do it is that as the lambs inside them are demanding more to grow, the temperatures are easing up, and I'm also putting higher quality nutrition into them at the same time. And then when they lamb will be the beginning of the spring flush. So we're going to be able to offer them the, as much as they would like, as they are having, I'm losing my train of thought. So we're going to be able to offer them as much as they would like and as much as they can take, as the lambs are demanding the most out of them, which is, the first 2 months of life, they really only barely nibble on grass. And then as they head towards 3 months old, it seems like the mothers start kicking them off one by one. And, I don't remember who asked me about why I don't scan for lambs. And I think that's primarily a UK thing. To me, it's an added expense that's unnecessary. I'll find out the hard way if one of these comes up empty, and then at that point, we can sell them and move on. I'm feeding hay anyway, and so to me the expense of doing that, especially with the flock size I have, doesn't make sense to find out who's pregnant and who's not and how many and that sort of thing. I take good notes when they're lambing so that I can make decisions, but the reality of the situation is I'm trying to grow as fast as possible organically, meaning through my own flock. And so I'm going to keep every ewe that gives me a lamb that I can, and I'll be choosy later on as far as selecting for like body composition and that sort of thing. And the reason I'm trying to grow internally on my flock is very simple. It's been such a flippin' mixed bag. It's like playing Russian roulette when I buy sheep in. It seems like they struggle. They can't get with the program as far as hot wire. It seems to be very little benefit to spending that money to grow, out from outside my flock. And the nice thing is sheep grow pretty quick internally anyway because of the likelihood of twin and triplets. Never had quads. I don't want quads really. If I could make it perfect, I would have twins on everything. But obviously it doesn't work that way. But I don't see the point in selecting for anything other than parasite resistance and good mothering. And they'll kind of sort themselves out by showing me if they come up empty, we'll cull them. If they have parasites, we'll treat them and sell them. But other than that, I don't feel the need to pare down my flock based on singles or like, what am I trying to say? Like feeding an empty ewe for an extra couple of months to me isn't worth the cost of scanning these animals. As I grow and I start hitting stocking rate, I'll be selling more ewes. But right now, I'm praying for like a 2/3 ewe lamb crop. I need some rams to sell and make some money and pay for this whole operation to go. But I really would like to grow towards, probably 100 ewes over the next year or two, and then from there we can scale rapidly. And I'm not oblivious to the fact that my older ewes are going to be starting to, take themselves out of the flock through age. So I need to replace them as well. But it's a beautiful morning. It's like 20 degrees. I'm in a sweatshirt. I know that sounds idiotic to some people, but since I've been dealing with -20, air temps, which is like -30 wind chill for the last while, it feels tropical to me. I don't know. Times you think it's going to take me to get all these off the first time?
Oh, I don't know. How much time or what?
Well, sometimes I miss. I'm not a great tractor driver here.
Well, I mean, you gotta move them over there.
Well, it's a beautiful February afternoon. Sun's shining. It's like 34 degrees, so we're starting to get some melt here. You can see it's kind of melting down. And the ewe flock is looking good. The calf is looking good. Cow and steer are looking good. They're kind of clustered up on me because they're waiting for me to give them their afternoon hay. But we gotta finish watering and then we will. She's my first lamb ever, so she's pretty tame. I don't know if you can see from her ear, her tag is number 3. So. I want to take a look at this hay that I'm feeding them right now. I saved this for last on purpose because there's a good amount of alfalfa in it, some clover, but it's just soft and green and just really, really nice stuff. And you get good hay. I mean, look at this. Look at all the seeds in here. When you think about seeding your field. So I spent the extra money on extra hay this year instead of on seed to overseed. And just, I mean, look at what we have right here. It's just perfectly put up by Doug. I am so pleased with this. I wish I had more of it. I mean, we got enough hay to get through the year, but I wish I had more of this hay. I mean, it's just, look at that. I'm trying to decide as I'm just kind of watching the animals, which of these is closest to the ideal as far as, like, you know, what a perfect hair ewe looks like. Oh, sorry, that's deep snow. I just about fell over. And I know there's a preference for color or not, but what I'm kind of looking at, I know there's a preference for color or whatnot, and some people like white, but really what I'm looking at is the quality of their hair coat, the shape of their body, you know, general vitality. I think this one right here, I mean, look at her. Her fur's almost like satin, like down, number 7. She's thick-bodied, short legs. Yeah, I don't know. There's some runtier ones in here, like this spotted one right here. We'll keep an eye on her for next year. But I mean, they're all in good health, but it just got me to thinking. I was talking to a few people about how to select once you're at size. And so I'm just going to start trying to judge better what we have. This one over here, I think she has like one black spot on her ear right there. That's a beautiful looking sheep too. What's that, number 15? Look at it. She's round like a golf ball almost, with just perfect coat. I don't know. It's hard to say. All right. Have a good day.